welcome once again to What's in the Box. And this week we're going to talk about what was in the box last week. Did you figure it out? If you figured it out, you're very, very smart, because it was a little bit hard, especially if you had got the perfect name for it. All right, now this is what it was last week. Oh, remember how heavy it was? I made a big deal about how heavy it was, didn't I? I wish you could do it, touch it, and feel it yourself, because you would see that I was not playing around. It's very heavy, but it's supposed to be heavy, because last week's What's in the Box was an iron. Now, an iron is something that you iron your clothes with, and that's exactly what this was used for a long time ago, before there was electricity and electric irons, and people would heat it up on the fire, and then they would use a pot holder or a rag or something to lift it up and iron over their clothes to make them, smooth them out and make them look nice. Now, it's not just an iron, it's called a sad iron, and that's why I did this. That was your clue, sad. Well, it's called a sad iron because the Old English word for solid is sad, pronounced like sad. So people called them sad irons. Now, that might sound kind of strange, because to me it would be a sad iron because it was time to iron. That would make me sad, especially if I had to iron with this big old heavy thing. But that wasn't why it's called a sad iron. But a lot of people thought it was. So, if you did not send in your guess to win the prize for this week, be sure that you send in your guess next week for this coming thing we're fixing to talk about, because we had a lot of entries and we gave away a really cool prize, and I would love for you to email me. I'm going to put my email address up there now so you have it, and you can email me your guess, and if you're right, your name will go into the drawing for the prize of the week. Okay? All right, now this week's What's in the Box is a very interesting thing. Now, when I first saw this, I had no idea what it was. In fact, I bought it because it looked interesting, and I decided, well, I'll just figure out what it is when I get back to the library, and that's exactly what I did. I researched it myself to see if I could figure out what it is, and so this is what I found for you. Okay, that's the front side. It may go like this. It may go like that. Okay, and this is the back side. Okay, here's a side view for you. Now, what in the world could this be? What do you think? I'm going to put it a little bit closer, even though I can't get the whole thing in there, just so you can really see what it is, and you can see how it's made. You can see that it looks like it's a piece of wood with another piece of wood attached to it, and then it's got these laces of leather around it, and it's got these two things right here. I don't know if those are important and have anything to do with it at all, but they're there, so I just want you to be sure that you see everything. And it has a very particular shape. Look how it's smaller down here, and then it kind of graduates up and gets a little wider, and then it dips down. It's a very interesting shape, and that has a lot to do with what it does. Oh, did I tell you a hint? It does something. Now, it doesn't do something without your help, but it does have a function, okay? Now, I promised you last time we had What's in the Box that it would have something to do with Christmas, okay? Now, it does have something to do with Christmas. Now, it's not something that you put on your tree or anything like that, but it does have something to do with Christmas, and I'm going to give you a hint. Santa might use it, okay? In fact, I'm pretty sure Santa would use it, all right? So, your job this week is to figure out what in the world this thing is and what do you do with it. Okay? All right, now we'll tell you that this is something that is still used today exactly the way it is, like this, okay? There are others that look a little different and a lot different, but this one could be used exactly the way it is. I could use it right this second if I wanted to, okay? So it's not like the sad iron was, and there's something better now. It functions exactly the way it always has, okay? So your job is to find out what that is. And then your second job is to email me and tell me what your guess is. All right? And then when you do that, I'll put your name in the drawing for the prize. Now, I hope you're enjoying what's in the box. I hope you come back every other week and watch us, and that you keep up with it, and you know what, each week you check on us and to see what it is that was in the box last week, okay? Because it's fun to figure it out, and it also gives you really good experience in research and finding things and going on the internet and figuring out, now how would I search for that? You got to make some educated guesses first, some hypotheses. But after you do that, then that gives you a place to kind of jump off and start, and then you can really search and find out exactly what that item is that we have for this particular week. All right? So I hope you've been enjoying what's in the box. I've enjoyed bringing it to you, and this ends this week's version of what's in the box. Get to it, figure it out, and let me know what you find. All right? Okay. See you next time.